So, right.
Right.
Wonderful.
So, the world's going to shit, huh? Real fast.
That's what the world needs. We need your passion. We need your authenticity. We need you to get mad. We need you to get messy. We need you to get raw. We need you to get real. Speak your story. Speak your truth. Let that light in. Be the light. We need to create change. And the only way we can do that is being authentic. Welcome back to another week of The Layla Show with me, your host, Layla Ziari, featuring all sorts of beautiful guests and beautiful people from all over the world who are coming together for one purpose, to share their stories, speak their truth, and create a conscious, unified community, one conversation at a motherfucking time. Real, raw, unfiltered. The Layla Show.
It is out of our hands. That's why it just makes me sad. So I'm just not tuning in.
It makes me sad that people are still buying into shit like politics and thinking that any of that fucking matters. Like, that didn't matter who won this election. This was going to happen. All of this stuff was going to happen, and all of it is going to happen. And people need to be conscious of that not a fucking one politician has your best interest in mind. None of it.
I agree with you. They never have, but like, yeah, I don't really know like what is gonna happen, like, in general.
Well, I mean, I think we're reaching the peak of the human experiment here, and we're going to watch. We're right in time for the grand finale. That, you know, the shit like the Navajos prophesized about, and the Hopis, and, well, dare I say, the Bible.
Well, yeah, but like, I just like don't know, like, I don't like know what that really means, you know? Because like, is it like complete obliteration of our society? Is it ascension to another?
Tribulation, yes, yes, it is.
What does it look like beyond the simulation? Do we get to stay human? No. Yeah.
I mean, for now, we're in these flash shoots for the moment. That's always been the case, though. It's just this temporary experience, and we're here in this form, whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means. I've never really been able to figure that out. I've like genuinely stopped trying and just decided to live, you know?
That's all you can do. That's really all you can do, right?
Honestly, all you can do. I don't claim to understand any of it. I used to claim I thought I understood any
No, that's the first part, is admitting that you know nothing, because we don't. We don't.
Really
We can only comprehend so much with these fucking brains we're given, you know?
Well, also, like, our brains are actually so much smarter than we're allowed to access. Like, we don't know how to access, because we only access human beings like 10% of our brain or something. So
they say. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe that's not true. I just, like, I don't know. Because, you know, I feel like, obviously, I believe in, like, different dimensions and timelines and all of that, but it's like, we don't have proof of anything. Like, first of all, like, we just don't have proof of any of the shit that any of us have been spewing for our whole lives.
Correct.
And it at night. Like, half of the things that I tell myself are just to make myself feel comfortable, or, like, at peace with some sort of...
The shit that you learned in school for science has changed 10 times since you were a kid. So it's like,
well, like, luckily I don't remember any of that. I genuinely, like, don't remember anything from my childhood, which I think is fucking weird. Like,
right.
I don't remember anything.
No, really?
Not really. Like, there's like little bits and pieces, like some music that shines through. Like, I really just have like no recollection of anything that went on, which is very strange to me.
I remember a lot from childhood, but
well, maybe it
was a far better time than being an adult and having to fucking, you know, go make money for I don't know.
I've enjoyed being an adult so much more than a child, because like I'm in control of my own narrative.
You are, right, but you know, it's hard to escape the old wage slavery thing that comes with being an adult.
Well, yeah, that is something.
If you want anything, you have to go sacrifice your time and your body to go generate money for someone else so you can have a little bit of the money.
I mean, like, some people work for themselves, you know?
Yeah, some people do. Most don't.
Most don't. That's true. I mean, I've never worked in corporate world, so you have something that I've never done in life.
Yeah, but I quit recently.
I know. Congratulations.
Thanks. I don't know. I'm doing all right.
Okay, well,
you know, paid.
Since everything is bleak, we're doing a new thing on my podcast where we tell everybody something joyful that happened to us this week, because we need to bring some more joy back into
I didn't think of this one through lately. You should have told me I had homework assignment.
It's supposed to put you on the spot. Because I'm putting myself on the
joyful that happened? Yeah. The most joyful thing that happened this week was that my wife went from deathly sick, like she was the sickest I've ever seen her, to within a day being completely back to herself. And now she's skiing right now. And 3 days ago, she was on her ass flat. So that's my joyful thing for the week.
I love that. And mine was such a stupid thing. And it's not stupid because joy is not stupid. I found an authentic like Napolitano bakery here that does the best Italian sandwiches, and everyone's from Napoli, and it's so fucking good. And going in there is like being back in Italy, and their cannolis are great. It was the best goddamn sandwich I ever had, and that was my joy of the week. And
Fantastic.
that's that, you know?
You go, it's so authentic that you leave there going like this. You know?
I think I almost cried. I texted my cousin. I was like, I think I'm in genuine almost tears over this sandwich and like their little like Italian shop. So
Hey, a good sandwich is underrated, you know?
good sandwich is hard to find. I mean, not like, yeah, actually, like they are hard to find. When I have a sandwich that's good, it is life altering. It alters your brain chemistry and it makes you happy. So
Well, I mean, right. Yeah. Dopamine.
that and like thrifting or like food and thrifting, you know, those are like my genuine favorite highs. So you know what, I'm just a mortal, I'm just a girl, I'm just a mortal, and we all have to use our earthly, you know, things
Right.
to find pleasure, because it is all going to hell and nobody knows what's going on, and that's terrifying.
No. And you can't, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I know that technology is scary. It's at a scary point, and it
For
really
sure.
doesn't look good for humans. Like, I don't have a better way to say that.
Well, have you like watched the videos of like the AIs like telling us how they're like trying to kill us all now? Like they're like just admitting. They're like,
No, but that doesn't surprise me in the least. And like
but, like,
fucking
we have no
Tesla
use for
robots
you.
are for sale the end of this year to be sold to corporations for $30,000, like to replace the like blue collar person.
Yeah.
Don't know how well they work, but that's where we're going as a society.
I mean, that's definitely like where we're headed. But yeah, I just like I don't know, like I mean, the self-driving cars kill people all the time. So I just don't know that it's like actually going, I don't think it's actually going to run as wonderfully as these people
No, I
think. I think
agree.
it's going to be sheer chaos, and like putting a robot in charge of something, like yeah, maybe you can have them like run some factories, but there's supposed to be a human, like humans to oversee that, because there's just no way. Like it's just not going to work. I just don't see that like panning out well for anybody.
No, probably not. I don't.
But I think my biggest upset with all of that is that they're not even like right now, like when you go online, you go on the line like a TikTok horse or whatever, but you probably don't. But like you see all these new apps that are like, let's generate an entire album with AI. It's like, why art? Like, can you just figure out how it cleans my goddamn kitchen, or like does my, you know what I mean? Like there's better suited things for robots. Like leave the art to the humans. I just think that's weird.
I
I
agree. I
I
agree.
don't
It's totally
really
weird.
think that's what we should be doing with them. If anything, put them in, I don't know, I mean, we could genuinely use AI to do so many good things, which is like the unfortunate part of it all, because I mean, I just feel like,
But that's the selling point, is the good stuff. But
but like nothing
dystopia
that the
art.
people in, yeah, but like nothing that the people in charge right now are going to do is with good intentions. It's all going to be with
Correct.
maleficent intentions.
They don't get there with good intentions. They don't
No.
get.
So it's like, even if it was an AI, whatever it would be with such malicious intent that it
Correct.
doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't matter that these things have good qualities. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see there being any good ending to this. It can't. It can't.
I try to be so optimistic. I'm like, maybe the world will burn and we'll rebuild it and be happy.
Maybe.
Is
But
that like, I mean, but like, whatever helps.
when the world burns, believe me, the peasant goes down with it.
I mean, but you know, at the end of the day, even AI will tell us like you can't kill us all if we're united. Just like we just never will be, though. That's the issue with
No,
humanity.
we're not going to be united. Come on, like
Well,
that's
if humans could, I'm just giving like the
they
far
could.
optimistic perspective of it all. If we all got on the same page with anything ever, none of this would happen in the first place, and it could all be erased, eradicated, and reversed. But I don't think that's like what's going to happen, just because that's not usually what happens. And
No, it's not.
now we hate each other like more than we've ever hated each other.
You are correct. Yeah, the culture war is crazy, and the things that people get mad about is even crazier. And I don't know. I don't know what to say, Layla. I just fucking don't. I'm unprepared.
I have like literally nothing anymore to say about it either. I feel like I've drained my brain of the resources that it could have to make thought about this that matters. But at the end of the day, I just want to like be happy.
Yeah, it's out of our hands. We know it's not going to be good. Just fucking make peace with your maker and fucking hope for the best.
Isn't that kind of always how it's been? I guess. Well, now
I guess. Yeah.
I guess now we're just at a tipping point, but you know,
Tipping point. Yes, an actual tipping point. I really believe that.
Actual tipping point, not a fake one. Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting time to be alive.
It is. It's the most interesting time to be alive.
And then we got like this asteroid coming, which won't kill us though. So
wait, there's an asteroid coming?
Yeah, in 2032. It's like
Not soon enough.
I don't know, but it's not even gonna kill us. So that's what everyone's saying. And me, I'm like over here like the eternal optimist. I'm like, well, great. It's not gonna kill our entire planet. Isn't that lovely? We all get to survive. And people are looking at like they're like, I don't know. I feel like people are very negative about everything that's happening. And it's hard not to be. I just like, I don't know. Somehow I've come out of this more positive than I've been probably in the last like 10 years of my life when it comes to the whole grand scheme of things.
I mean, I have to stay positive because I know I can't do a fucking thing about it. So that it is what it is.
I mean, we can just keep building up our little communities though, and try not to support corporations. And if we all did that, then it would be fun.
How do you not support corporations though?
Well, I do. I'm just saying we could. I'm not saying I don't. I still use Amazon. Jeff Bezos is essentially a demon, so I significantly used it less in the new year. Like Amazon calls me every day and they're like, "Hey girl, you haven't ordered something in 2 weeks. Are you okay?"
Yeah, they had say Bezos is a demon. I think Elon Musk might be one of the beasts from the Bible. You know, like one of the Antichrists.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Every time I see a Cybertruck, I give it a thumbs down. I think that should be made a thing.
I mean, absolutely.
Just stick your hand out the window and go boom.
Those trucks are so dumb too. You know, they can't even get wet. Like that's like
they're hideous too. Like why would
they've been out for a while, and I swear I only started seeing them like last year. Like I just like saw one on the road one day. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Well, yeah, they were like people had to pre-order that shit. Like they waited years to have those. The people that have them now, like, paid long in advance for them.
But like, I love that there's so many driving around New England because they literally can't get wet or see snow. So that's like a huge haha. I just think it's
really.
I think it's hilarious.
I seen them out the other day in snow.
No, you're like not supposed to. Something about them are like. I'm gonna have to fact check this now, but I'm pretty sure I saw it on TikTok. That doesn't mean it's true. Hey Siri, can the Tesla trucks get wet?
Tesla trucks can get wet, as they have a wade mode that allows the vehicle...
Well, Siri says no. Okay, well maybe that's not... So you can't believe everything... Oh my god, why is it... It's thinking... Okay, my robot's going off on its own, so... It's really thinking hard about something I didn't ask it, so...
That's what you get for asking AI anything.
Yeah, I use it all the time. You know, what are you gonna do? Like, there's literally no reason not to use what they have in front of our faces. Like you said, we can't really change anything. There's like no point not. I mean, we all have cell phones. We all don't know how to get places without our GPS. Like,
correct. Down with corporations.
We're not getting around this. I don't think, you know, like you can go. I mean, I know a lot of people are talking about like living off the grid and starting farms and stuff, and like that's great, good for you. And everyone's saying like move out of the cities, and I'm like, that's great, good for you. I'm moving to the city.
Yeah, but you're not gonna be able to run from this. Like you're not. Like,
well, yeah, that's the thing. You can't like run from what's happening, and it's happening on a global scale. So it's not like, and I know a lot of people are like leave the country, but that's not gonna help because it's happening everywhere.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think, yeah. I just lost my train of thought completely, and I was about to say something, and I'm sure it was super important, and it just went.
Okay. We'll meditate on it.
Like a reverse Big Bang, you know? And I don't know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about, Layla.
I don't know either, but like I don't know the whole way the universe was born or the Big Bang. It just actually doesn't. My brain can't physically comprehend or like mentally comprehend like the fact that we just like showed up one day and existed.
Right, just
So
perfect happenstance. Like dust particles, like they were just there, and then poof,
I
and
don't know.
you everything's here, like
No,
perfectly.
no, nothing. None of that. Like that doesn't compute in my.
No, because it can't be true. It can't be true. I'm not saying the Big Bang didn't happen. I'm saying everything couldn't have moved into perfect harmony and worked the way it did just for out of fucking sheer happenstance.
No,
Like,
I don't
there's
think
no
so
way.
either. I mean, yeah, I believe in the Big Bang and all that, but like I also, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the thought that it's just all such a random sporadic occurrence that just like made us all like this
An
doesn't
accident.
it
Like
doesn't that
it's
doesn't resonate
absurd.
with me. That doesn't make any sense.
Agreed. It's just absolutely absurd. Like it's so blatantly obvious that there's something behind that. Like
Yeah.
just I don't know. That's the way that things work perfectly. Like Fibonacci sequence. Like the fucking I don't know.
That's true. Everything is so interconnected. And whatever that means, like we do know every single thing is connected. That's why we all share conscious dreams and that's why we all see things like collectively. Like, wait, what was I talking about my Uber the other day? We were like all talking about like like dreams. Like, why do we all have this same dream? Why do we all see the same sleep paralysis demon? You know what I mean? It's shit like that. Like you can't say like we're not all okay, but have you ever had sleep paralysis? That's the scariest thing ever. Did
I
you
don't even think I know what sleep paralysis is.
Oh my God.
Explain
So
further.
okay. It's horrific. And we like all go through it. I mean, not everybody has it, but so it's when you're like dead asleep and you like wake up, but you're like still asleep, kind of. I don't actually know if you're technically still asleep, but you wake up, you can see your room, you can feel your consciousness, but you
Mhm.
physically can't move your body. And then like everyone sees the same little shadow demon in the corner. And sometimes he sits on your chest, sometimes he just watches you, and you have like this unholy fear because like you're like I can't move, I can't breathe. It's like this place between like sleeping or awake, and it's like so many people have it. It's only happened to me one time.
I get that in that like in between thing, and I start seeing weird shit, but never like a
You
shadow
don't
demon.
you don't see the shadow demon?
No, no, but I'm a avid sleepwalker too. Like I sleepwalk several nights a week, and I eat shit out of the fridge, out of the pantry. I eat raw noodles in my sleep. I'm not kidding. I cut my fucking lip eating raw teriyaki noodles, and went back to sleep, and woke up and just saw the stuff, like saw the cut on my lip, saw the noodles. I'm like, oh fuck, I did it again. It's so weird.
See, that scares me far more than the sleep paralysis because like you could like fall down the stairs and die or like kill somebody. I mean, not you just apparently eat, but I feel like sleepwalking. Yeah, you just eat. I mean, but you could also
Yeah,
like choke, I guess. Or like, what if
I
you ate
sucked down like
poison?
an entire. I had sucked down an entire can of whipped cream this week in my sleep. I'm not kidding. I woke up feeling like trash about it.
I would be genuinely pissed about the calories I ingest that I have no consciousness ingesting because like, I gotta
Yeah,
count those fucking things anyway. And if I can't remember eating them, I don't want it. That's the nightmare. Really, it's the
yeah.
night. I guess it's like the tamest thing you could do though, sleepwalking. Like, I don't know, sleepwalking genuinely scares the shit out of me. I'm
Not
so
me. I've done it like since my entire adult life.
why does that happen though? Do we know as like
I
scientifically
I
why?
don't know. Sleep is this weird thing anyway. Like that they don't know much about. Like
Well,
you can't measure it scientifically or anything like that. Like they try, but they have no idea.
sleep in the ocean.
Hmm?
Sleep and the ocean. We know nothing about.
Right, right. Yeah, the ocean could we probably don't even know half the species out there. In there.
No,
It's
definitely
so
not. I
fucking
definitely think mermaids exist.
perhaps.
Do you think so?
They think that if mermaids exist, then maybe the sea witch exists too.
Well, like probably. I don't fucking know. I mean, now they've admitted that aliens come from the sea, and I've been telling people that for years. Not that I know anything, but like, well, obviously they're in the fucking ocean, you idiots. Why would they be in space? I mean, they're probably in both, but like, I don't really know how any of that works. Again, I don't know how anything works. I just think it's all kind of interesting.
Oh sure, yeah.
but I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. I barely know what day it is most of the time. I barely know what I'm gonna eat. I don't know what I'm gonna do most days. So like,
Ever since quitting my job, I fucking don't remember what day it was or what typically anymore. You
oh
know,
yeah,
it's
see,
weird.
like yeah, see, I've never had that problem because I've always worked like for I mean, obviously like I work sometimes for like companies, but like I've never not worked for myself. I never had the concept of like days of the week. I feel like so ignorant sometimes asking your wife. I'm like, so how do holidays work? Do people like go to work on holidays? And she's like, Layla, you're fucking dumb. I swear to God. I feel like sometimes when I talk to Karen, she's like, is this girl a fucking alien? Like, yeah, I genuinely don't resonate with society. And yes, I have to like be in it a little bit, but like I've done my very best to be as much detached or removed for it for my entire life. So I genuinely like don't remember how things work. I don't know what day it is a lot of the time. I don't know what time it is. It only operates like from the own like selfish standpoint of what I want to do, which is great. And like where I want to be and how I want it to exist. But like I always need more money, so I always have to keep working though. That's the only problem with it all, yeah.
Yeah, that fucking money thing gets you every time.
Guess every time. Like, I mean, I know they say there's like an infinite surplus, and like I do. Well, you know, like last week I was like, I'm so sick of like, I feel like I've been in a broke mindset, and I was like, I'd like an extra $1,000 tomorrow. So I woke up and someone Venmoed me an extra $1,000 out of nowhere. So like, you can do that.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's impressive. I can't say I've
Thank
ever just
you.
$1,000 has ever just fallen out of the sky for me.
Yeah, I used to do
Actually,
that shit
no,
all the
that's not true.
time.
But
Right. I used to do that shit all the time though, because I used to be so delusionally like not in society like 1,000% harder than I am now. And I feel like just things just always magically fell in my lap because I like really was like living so in the ethers that I never touched a foot down. And I was so like woo. And so I just like manifest things all the time. But then like I don't know, the trap got me in the last few years. I work a lot right now. I don't like it. And I do. I feel like that just like but even if I'm working for myself, it doesn't matter. Just like that incessant need to like go to something, which I always had probably. I just didn't care. I was like, it's gonna be fine. But like, so I'm trying to get a little bit more back to that because life was a lot more magical when I wasn't attached to like any of this stuff, which is why I'm also just like tuning out of the world because then I just see everyone being like, everything's so much more expensive and I can't live. And then my brain starts to be like, I can't live. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if any of it's true. I don't know like how true it is that I can completely shift myself into some reality that no one else sees except for in my mind and it works out. But I've done that most of my life, so there must be some truth to it.
perhaps.
But we also can't escape like the inevitable. But like in the meantime, I'm like, there's a way, if you can just ignore everything other than like your desires, I'm pretty sure you can like have them all because I've done it before, but I just forgot. I forgot.
Interesting.
Interesting. So, anyways, we're back on like training my brain to just like give me what I want, and it's working out thus far. I don't know why I stopped doing that. I started really freaking out about the world again and being like, I'm gonna end and everything's going to shit and I'm scared.
Well, it is, but you can't do shit.
But we
It's
can't do
whatever.
shit. So it's
Fucking
like,
just focus on yourself, right? That's all you
right.
can do.
It's always been a focus on your self journey, but then also like we have to just try to enjoy it. And like if you want to just get on a plane and go somewhere, fucking do it. Cause like we might really not. I mean, the asteroid might kill us in 2032. Who really knows? We might blow ourselves up before then. But maybe all the billionaires go to space and then like we get to rebuild without them too. There's infinite possibilities and I'm holding out hope.
Infinite possibilities. Layla, I don't care.
Do you?
Yep, I'm doing me. It's kind of pathetic on some
That's what we're talking about. Do you do whatever the fuck you want to do? That's exactly my point.
Yeah,
All of this.
I am. I don't know. I really gotta stop smoking these fucking things, though. Really,
Mm. Yeah, I
gotta
did.
stop doing a lot of things.
There's always a lot of bad habits to break. I feel like
Yeah,
I always break a bad habit just to pick up another one.
I know. Like I always have to have a tall can in my hand, whether it's one of these or something else.
I have to have cappuccinos to get me through the day, but I guess that's tame. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like coping mechanisms are, I mean, mine right now are like Italian sandwiches and like the gym. So I guess that's like kind of helping. But I did start smoking again recently, and I'm not
Oh,
really
you did?
that. Well, because I stopped vaping in the new year, only
Oh, you
to
did.
start smoking cigarettes again.
Wonderful. That's
I smoke so much less and I can breathe again because I felt like the vapes were giving me asthma because like I just like physically would like not be able to breathe after a while because I'm just inhaling this thing like it's breath. So I was
right.
like, this is super toxic. And then like I don't know, I went out one night and I was like, I want a cigarette. And then I was like, you know what? It's like I don't know. This is terrible to say because I'm not saying go smoke, but I just feel like it's a healthier. Well, it depends because I just don't consume that many cigarettes. So it's like I feel like for me, it's a better thing to have a pack of cigarettes in my car than that vape that would literally be in my hands as we speak.
Well, I know that a lot of people that have quit smoking went to vapes and now consume like something like 5 times the amount of nicotine they were consuming
No, it
when
was
they were
so
smoking cigarettes.
bad. And like when I
And
was trying to quit, I like
because they're
the
doing it so much more frequently. And
so much more frequently and I've always quit smoking cigarettes, like quit, but like I've been smoking since I was 14. I've taken like years, like a year off here, 6 months
Mhm.
here, never like had that like disgusting like need and anxiety and like want to die like I did when I was quitting vaping was hands down the hardest thing I've ever quit in my entire life. Like I was angry, I just wanted to choose violence, everything irritated me, and I was like, this never really happened with I
right.
mean, granted, like I still have nicotine in my car, but I just don't feel that like desperate need. Like I don't know, there's vapes are evil. Maybe not.
Nicotine is in general.
All our
Shit gets a
vices,
hold of you.
I, I don't like the food we eat isn't even good for us. So like,
No, no, it's not. And it's so expensive to eat healthy.
I don't know. I feel like it depends. I feel like it's cheaper to eat healthy than unhealthy.
Well, ish. As in, vegetables are very cheap, but if you
Vegetables
want to buy organic everything, it's not, you know?
That's true. That's true. I mean, as like a one person household, I feel like I don't know, I have this conversation with people who have to feed multiple people, and I think like in my mind it's a lot easier because like I'm one person. So like yeah, meat's kind of expensive, but I know where to buy cheap meat. Okay, yeah, vegetables are kind
Yeah,
of
same.
expensive.
I'm
But
very
like you and I both
thrifty
know how to
shop.
play the grocery game. Like I go to this place and I can get my organic this there, but like I wouldn't get other stuff there because it's so expensive. But I feel like if you know that game, like but you have to feed 3 people. I have to feed one of me, and I don't eat a lot, so I feel like it's
Right. I
very
feed and
easy.
I cook every night, and there's 3 of us and a dog, and that's dinners, lunches, breakfasts, and Jessica has snack at school and whatnot. So I always have to buy
Yeah,
snacks
it's
and
like a
this.
lot. Exactly, and like I can snack on celery and hummus and be thrilled all week.
Yeah, we're trying to do more of that than like potato chips or whatnot. But
Right. And then I can like just have pickles in the house and that makes me happy. And then, some protein yogurt and I'm good. But again, like it lasts like all week because it's me. And like one of the giant like family packs of chicken, I'll eat that. Like that'll last me all week for lunch. Like I just cut that up in lunch. So it's like for me, it's cheap because I'm one person for a household. Like that's not cheap because yeah, you have to feed like 3 times that.
right, and I eat so much. I eat
Um,
so much food.
well, that doesn't help.
I don't- Dude, like I get up, I make a breakfast sandwich, and then by 9 o'clock, I eat like a whole ass fucking big wrap, and then I'm hungry for lunch at noon,
Do you
and
drink enough
it
water?
never stops. Huh?
Do you drink
I
water?
drink lots of water,
Mm.
tons throughout the day. Yes.
Well, maybe you just have a really fast metabolism. In that case, I'm
No,
jealous.
I think it's really good metabolism because I'm not a fat guy.
That's what I mean, like a fast one. Your food just digests,
Oh,
and you're like, I'm like
I
jealous.
thought you said a bad
No,
metabolism.
you have
Sorry.
a fast. It's not the kind we all want, except that like I can't afford your eat to feed myself in your feeding habits. But fast, you have a fast metabolism.
Right.
I kind of do too,
Maybe
though.
it's the cigarettes.
I don't know. Mine has been, I've been like, no, I eat like a second breakfast too sometimes, but I'm just like, I just eat yogurt after I eat my beef. I eat like a bowl of ground beef for breakfast, and then I have like a protein yogurt, and then I have
You
lunch.
eat the same shit like for breakfast every day? Pretty much, yeah. I kind of
Pretty
do too. And
much.
then I switch it up every now and then, and because I get sick of it. But
Yeah. I just like eat ground meat for breakfast. So I was just thinking is what it. Sometimes when I'm home, I'll be like, let's make a nice breakfast sandwich. But like breakfast sandwiches, I'm always hungry 20 minutes later. But if I eat a bowl of ground, like today I was home though, because sometimes I'm on the go, so I just like heat my meat up and I take it. But today I was home, so I toasted a little pita bread and I stuffed my ground beef and my tzatziki in a pita and made it a sandwich. It was fucking delicious.
Awesome. I've been doing like a breakfast sandwich on like a blueberry English muffin. I've been dipping it in maple syrup. It's the jam.
I love that.
Super
Okay.
good.
Yeah, I just feel like I need to eat like exponential amounts of protein or else I'm famished.
Yeah,
Like
I do
you
too.
have to just like and that's so funny because I was vegan for so long and like vegetarian for even longer. And like now I'm like I just survive on meat alone. Like pretty much like there's some vegetables in there. Like I make some kale or broccoli for lunch, but I'm like I'm
You know,
hardcore carnivore. Like, would the carnivore diet that everyone's souped on, where you're just gonna eat a stick of butter and like meat? I'm like, I 10 out of 10 probably should try that. Would be happy.
you know, I eat meat, always have. But there was one mushroom trip that I had where like I saw the faces of the animals that I consumed and they were like telling me not to eat it. I'm not fucking serious.
That's
Absolutely
awful.
serious. And they're all like in despair, like and angry at me.
That's
That's real.
that's terrible. That's something I never want to happen to me on a mushroom trip because I don't want to. But like that's why I went vegan the first place. I watched like Cowspiracy on mushrooms. I'm pretty sure, and I was like, this is awful. Meat is awful, and I obviously knew about the conditions of their like how we treat mass slaughterhouse. Like that was not, I was not blind. I don't know what it was about Cowspiracy that really just like flipped my world upside down. I was like never eating meat again. But then like, 5 years later, I'm like, give me all the meat. I mean, granted, I eat grass-fed beef, but like who's to say that's actually like from a reliable and kind source? I mean, you're murdering people. You're murdering animals regardless. Like it's murder. There's
Well,
no
life
getting
has to
around.
eat life to sustain itself, no matter what, right?
Exactly. I mean, like animals eat animals. So,
Open my window.
and we're
Sorry,
animals.
I'm shutting my window.
Yeah,
Cold.
animals eat animals. We're animals. We eat animals. And I know we can survive on plants. I just don't like to. My body isn't happy. I
Well, plants don't provide adequate protein, in my opinion.
I mean, you have
There's some, but not. It's not the
it's
same.
really hard because like I do track my proteins and like I used to think like black beans. Do you know how much black beans you would have to eat in a meal to even get like the 30 grams of protein you need? It is an
All of them.
exponential. It's like more than I can. You know what I mean? It's like an exponential amount of beans. So it's like and like even hummus, I used to think like hummus had a lot of protein. It doesn't. Like I get yeah, you can get the protein yogurts but those are made with cow like milk. So yeah, you can't be vegan. I'm just like, I'm sorry. I mean, like to the vegans who feel like you can, that's great, but I
I
never
can't either. I don't
I
think I can
couldn't.
do it.
And I used to like literally hand make all my sauces from cashews and like try to do it because it was COVID. I was bored. I had all of the time in the world to experiment and do everything from scratch. And someone was paying for my grocery bill, so I genuinely didn't care what it cost. But it was like I
And
still
you were in California during
I was in
COVID too. You were in the
California.
fucking thick of the shit.
I was in
Where I was in
Hawaii,
New Hampshire, where ain't nobody was fucking nobody was really locking down.
I know,
Other than
isn't that
schools.
crazy that like I mean, first of all that even happened and like we've all kind of collectively forgotten it happened, but then also like yeah, like
Willingly.
we couldn't even go to the beach in California. Like
That's crazy.
they closed off the state beach for a while. Like and I mean, you never went to my house. I don't think even Karen went to my house that I lived at, but like I could walk to like the beach like China camp from my house and there was like police patrolling the road and like blocking off shit and they would like give you a ticket if you went outside for the longest time. I was like awesome.
During the first like couple weeks of COVID, they like fucking roped off the skate park, and I'm like, what? Like, really? And I just went anyway, and nobody gave me a hard time. But
That's good. I mean, like, there was places we could go and do that, but it was very few and far between because like everywhere else in California was like super police. But during the second wave, we could go outside again. But the first wave, no beaches, no nothing. I was stoked when it happened. I was like, I get to just sit at home and like write, maybe paint some pictures. But like this,
yeah, that's fun for a while, and then it isn't.
well, and then also like the second the beaches were closed, I was like, this is the epitome
It's
of my
bullshit.
death. This is
right.
because I imagined like, great, I don't have to do anything. The world is closed. I can just walk on the beach all day and like come home and write with no expectations to make money or live. Wonderful. No, but then the beaches were closed, and I was like, I'm gonna die here.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
We all survived, and I
We
think
all survived.
I think
Well,
that was a genuine
well, some of us
collective
did.
trauma, though.
We did.
Oh, that's so. Oh
We survived.
my god, I was just so
Not everyone
ignorant.
else did, but
I forgot so many people died. That's so fucking ignorant of me. We all survived that one. Oh my.
we
Everyone.
made it through. I mean, by we, I mean, well, I did, and so
I
did you.
did.
So
But I feel like that was a huge collective trauma that we just all skip over. We're just like, oh yeah.
yeah, and I choose to forget that. I don't give a fuck.
I
Fuck that. That didn't happen. It never happened.
This is the thing. You get to choose your own reality so much that like things don't happen. But I think that's why I don't remember most of my childhood. I don't think I mean I didn't like a lot of it. I think I was perpetually traumatized, and I think my brain just has chosen not to remember.
That's kind of where I was going to go with that, but I was just like, no, I'm not going to say nothing. Like, but like, is that selective? You know,
Well, of course, like no, this is like but this is so weird. Okay, so
I'm having my septum replaced in under a month. You know how I talk all nasally? It's because my fucking septum goes all the
is
way
it
out
like
here.
deviated?
Oh, so deviated. So like I was run over by a car and it like bottomed out on my face. It's like how I got that fucking thing. And that fucked up my sinuses. And then like I did BMX for like almost 30 years. And there was one specific crash where I was going as fast as I fucking could. And I missed. It went face first into concrete and just, yeah. Yeah. I was going to do this a fast plant transfer and I fucking missed. I was going so fast and what? Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
Oops.
Oh yeah, I always forget you got hit by a car. I feel like you should tell
That just hit, run over, and
I
they
feel
had to,
like
like,
you should
friends
tell
had to
everybody
pick the
this
car up
story.
off of me. I'm not kidding, like a fucking Mentos commercial. Like 4 people had to pick up the car and lift it off of me.
Where were you? Like, how did this happen?
I was I was 19. We were at a pit party because that's what you do when you live in the fucking woods. They throw parties in the pit,
Oh yeah,
in a
'cause you're
sand
from
pit,
Maine.
and it was in rural Maine, and there were probably 10 of us as a group, and I didn't know that this was also a common party spot. And this other group from Sanford showed up and clashed with a bunch of my friends. Fights broke out, but I ended up passing out drunk. Surprise. And
Not
like my friends put me right next to my car, like the figuring that'd be the safest place for me. And yeah, fight broke out, and this guy Eric Jackson. I don't want to get in. Yeah, I do want to get into that guy.
yeah, to it.
This fucking guy was gets dragged behind Frank Bretton's car, and who's doing donuts, dragging a person, and takes me out in the process. This lands on me, and yeah, but Eric Jackson's a fucker. And then when he got me run over, basically, and then he stole my pain meds when I was run over and all laid up. I'm not kidding. That happened.
That's awful.
Eric Jackson.
Hi, Eric Jackson. Go fuck yourself. We don't love you.
Dude, I was on an acid trip. It was like 5 years ago, and the weirdest shit always happens when you're on acid. And I ended up with something like Eric Jackson.
Really, like yours shake me to the core when you talk about yours. Honestly, like I always had great experiences.
Dude, yeah, I've had some gnarly ones.
I feel like you should tell us about those and the Eric Jackson, but also some of your dark acid experiences because that's interesting too. I don't know.
God, like so there's one where I went to New Bedford, Mass with Karen. I didn't know a single person there. Ate acid. They were watching Harry Potter, and I don't know, like the acid kicked in, and I just had to up and leave. And I don't know why. I had to leave, and I walked around New Bedford in the hoodiest of hoods.
No.
And like some dude like walked up and fucking shoulder bumped me. I'm not kidding. That happened. And it was fucking terrifying. I don't know. It sounds so much.
No, because I understand, like, I mean, I've had more acid trips than I ever should have in my life. But like, I understand when you gotta go, you just have to like sometimes you just have to visit. But like,
And
honestly,
and I couldn't operate my phone either. So like, because if you're on acid, you know that like looking at
yeah,
the phone's fucking weird.
it's
It's
just
like
not something you want to
and
do. It's very
no,
exciting.
and I finally Karen called me, and I could finally pick up the phone, but I couldn't. Like I tried to like
You're
get
right.
in
You
contact
can
with her,
find the answer button though.
and
Yeah.
uh, she's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I don't know," and she's like, "Well, why don't you stop at the next street and tell me where you are?" And I stopped, and it was at Potter when they were Harry Potter was on. I'm like, "This is the street that I stop at.
Oh my
I
God,
stop
that's
at
so
Potter,"
full
and she called
circle.
me an Ubering.
Oh my God, what a night. Wait, but like, first of all, like, I don't even want to be in like the hood of New Bedford
Dude,
ever.
that place is fucking so sketch.
It's so sketch. Like, well, I mean, like, honestly, I had a really good time in New Bedford a couple weekends ago in like the nice downtown. We went out for tapas and espresso martinis and like found some good vintage thrift stores. But the time before that, I was driving Uber. I dropped someone off in New Bedford. I stopped for like gas. I was on the border of Dartmouth. I was like, let's get out of here. I don't want to be here. The second I pull in the gas station, like 7 undercover cops roll up on a car, like guns blazing, and I'm like, this is the most New Bedford shit I've ever fucking seen in my life. Like, this is why we don't come here.
Right,
This doesn't
right.
happen in normal places, okay? This does not happen. I'm in my car almost 7 days of the week. I've stopped for gas all over the state. I'm like, this is just like not, you don't like see this in my areas. I don't like
Right.
this. So yeah, New Bedford's like not a time.
No, and there's a lot of
Especially
like
on
these smaller
LSD
cities
because
that people don't think are that hood, like Manchester, New Hampshire. Yeah, the first time I went to the skate park in Manchester, there was a guy got stabbed. Then the next time I went there was like a 20-person brawl, and there's always like a guy running through, and the cops come behind him and shit. That's just normal shit that you see when you go
hate
to the
it.
skate park there. Like
What don't they have like a name for Manchester? Like
Manch Vegas.
Manch Vegas.
Yeah, yeah,
There you go. Which Vegas has like some very, very questionable places as well.
yeah.
Stayed at a very scary motel when I was 20 years old for a month in Vegas, and I would never ever like to repeat that experience or ever suggest that anyone stays at a place similar to that because the people and the characters that you witnessed there were just like all meth zombies and prostitutes and really drugs and really sketchy and really strange noises at night and very uncomfortable, and you didn't want to leave that motel room, which was also a disgusting sketchy hellhole, which just like reminds me, sometimes I forget like how nuts my life has been until like I can definitely like feel it in my gut when I talk about all the experiences I've been through. I'm like, they were all like kind of dark and dirty and scary, and
Yeah.
I I never want to go back to those places. And it's like now, like what I think, like what we used to do back in the day, and like how much like drugs I would ingest, and like alcohol. Like how was I not dead? Like how have I not died a million times? Like absolutely fucking befuddles me. And now when I even think about like doing anything remotely close to like how it used to be back in my 20s, early 20s, I'm like it actually makes my stomach turn. I'm like, ugh. I just feel like I'm gonna die even thinking about it. I'm like, it is awful.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I mean, your life is very similar to my life in the
Yeah,
sense that, like, it's just my life is a B movie, like a
yeah.
shitty B movie that I'm the main character of, or like a really bad sitcom,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. Mine's like
just
very
random things. Just in my entire life has just been like I don't know, like I don't know too many people that have been in high speed chases that like
no,
have 16 cops behind them going through multiple states
no, me either.
and
I think you're the
or
only one
get
I
run
know.
over by a car or have their girlfriend shoot their brother or I don't know. I've had a weird life, man. Have shingles 50 times, born with meningitis, like weird. The world's been fucking
Yeah, you've really gone
cruel.
through it. Really, I mean, I've gone through it in other ways, but like your life is definitely
Weird.
weird. I mean, mine is too, but like different kinds of, I mean, similar kinds of weird, but
But I regret none of it. None of it.
no, no regrets, no
I
regrets.
don't even regret picking up cigarettes for the first time. And the reason I say that is because if I never picked up a cigarette, I would have never met Karen. That's true. Because Karen and I, first night bonding at a party where we didn't know anybody else. I didn't know anyone else but one person. She didn't know anybody else. And we, I don't know, we're out having cigarettes. And that's How that started.
There you go. And that's his wife for you who don't know, and I married them. Like I
Yes.
officiated their wedding.
Because
That's both of your second weddings. Because the first one was stupid.
you shouldn't be allowed to marry when you're 21.
No, I think that's a very accurate assessment. I think well, now it's Valentine's Day, so like let's do a
All
little
right. Yeah,
mini
yeah.
love segment. I think that people like feeling like I don't know, it's just so crazy now that like because you know me, like I used to just so desperately like want to find like my person, the love of my life for years of my life, and now like I genuinely couldn't give a fuck less. I would rather be single for the rest of my life, and it's just like so it's just like you think you know who you are at so many points, and you think you found your forever
Correct.
person at so many points, and it's like you like and the fact that we can have one person and one soulmate, I actually also think is the most crapshoot thing ever because like you have
I don't
different
know. I don't agree
I
with
just
that.
feel like you have different soulmates. Like it depends on what your definition of soulmates is because I think everybody like I think you have soulmates at different points in your life who are like meant to take you and escalate you and put you through things so that you learn about yourself and who you really want to be. And like, isn't that not a soulmate? Like, oh yeah,
No, I don't think it is.
I
I
think
genuinely
it is.
don't. I think
Okay.
the term twin flame has belittled the term soulmate.
Well, the
And
term twin flame is
people
just an
say view
excuse to be in
what I
toxic
view a
karmic
soulmate as
relationships.
what I view a soulmate as now is being called a twin flame, and now they change the definition of soulmate to mean kind of what you just said, and I'm not with that. I'm really
Yeah.
not.
I
Uh,
mean, that's fair. I think I'm just a little over.
well, no, like a lot of people think that. A lot of people, I just don't personally agree with it. I am the person that like I always knew my person was out there. I just always knew that and that I was going to find them, and it actually happened eventually.
Yeah, I know. I love when you say
But
that, but it's like so ironic because when you first met me, I used to say the same thing, but I don't feel that way anymore, which is very, I don't know what that says about like,
and maybe that's just how that is for you. I mean,
yeah,
maybe that is my perspective is how I view it, and
no,
that's how
it's all
I
about your
view the
perspective.
soulmate thing. So yeah.
I mean, it's all our perspective. I just think it's like
Mm.
an interesting thing because I used to be like the most obsessed with like this love of your life concept, and now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm the love of my life. It's what it is. I said what I said. I don't want to share my bed with anybody ever. Like, go get your own house. Leave me alone. I don't want to
Yeah.
be but on Valentine's Day,
Right.
but I believe in love.
I
I mean,
fucking totally forgot that it was even Valentine's Day, and before anybody watching this says, "Oh wow, what kind of husband is he?" Fuck holidays. Fuck all of them. Like, I'm
holidays.
not gonna buy someone flowers because you fucking tell me it's a good day to do so to boost the economy. That's really what that's all about. Any of that.
Right. No, exactly. We should
Christmas, fucking any of
celebrate
it.
love every day. That's what I never like. Why we have a day. Yes, of course, it's just every holiday is to sell stuff. But it's like we have one day where we're supposed to like appreciate our partners is also crapshoot, even though obviously it's
Yes,
marketing.
absolutely.
But it's such a crapshoot. Like, what? You're only gonna care about me on this one day? Like, no, celebrate your fucking love every day. Bring your girl flowers
Mm-hmm.
like in the middle of the week.
If random
Feel like
times,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, because you feel like it, not because someone put pressure on you. And that's how I feel about gift giving on Christmas too. Like, I do like Christmas now because like it's like,
But you wouldn't
one
know.
time I'm guaranteed to see my family, but we go travel. Like we pick that as the one time a year we all get together and go on a vacation together, which I think is pretty
Mhm.
dope. So like
Yeah.
I like that, and I think that's how it should be. Like we're all adults here. We don't need a fucking. I mean, she puts up the tree because it's cutesy, but like, yeah, like no, it's like the one time. Yeah, we're all gonna make time to see each other. So I like that, but I don't like the forced entitlement of gift giving on any one of these holidays. It's like I
Oh,
want
I
to.
know, and it's people who don't even believe in it, like, are basically they'll go broke over Christmas, and it take them months to recover from it.
Oh yeah, I hate
It's
that for
ridiculous.
everybody. Like, and the expectation is just so like, and I can only imagine like raising like being not wealthy and like raising kids nowadays, and like your kids are like, what? You don't love me if you don't give me like a
Right,
million presents because Bobby and
correct,
Timmy
and there
got a
it's
million
just
presents, and it's like, well, like, do you want a roof over your head? Do you want mommy and daddy to maybe take you on vacation one day? Do you want the mortgage to be paid for? Do you want some shitty fucking toys that you're not going to care about next week?
correct. Agreed.
So yeah, just another fucked up societal construct.
But I mean, I do like it too for the family aspect, and
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
like I'll throw a dinner for family and whatnot, and that's fun. But I don't know, like. And it's people like, oh, it's a religious holiday. No, it fucking isn't. It's Saturnalia. It's Saturnalia repackaged and for your consumption.
Yeah, no, it's all about. I mean,
Christmas was
not even-
illegal in the United States until the 1800s. You know that?
I didn't know that.
I'm dead serious. Look that up. Like, because it was a pagan festival. It was
Right, yeah.
rooted in paganism.
Which, as
Like
all
the Bible
holidays
specifically
are.
tells you not to put a tree in your house, any of that stuff. And the people are like, it's a Christian holiday. No, the fuck it isn't.
No, they're
Like,
all pagan holidays. We all pray to
right?
pagan gods. I mean, I would pray to pagan gods before anybody, so
I wouldn't.
I like the old world gods, you know,
Yeah.
deities, all that, made out to be little spiteful fuckers, but you know. But yeah, who's to say? I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about any of that anymore. I don't know how I feel about anything anymore, to be honest.
No, about anything.
About anything, yeah.
No.
Like truly, I just I don't. I've always had a very strong sense of like how I felt about all these topics, and I kind of lost my passion for feeling one way or the other because I feel like every time I really feel strongly about something, it gets challenged in my own brain. So I just like, yeah,
As it should.
I just admit that I know nothing. I believe like my core values will never change of just being like not a shitty person and you know believing in human equality and like loving each other will never change, but everything else like I don't give a fuck because it doesn't
Right.
matter and it might change and like my entitled opinion or my perception does not match everybody else's perception. None of our perceptions are ever going to match up. I
Nah.
feel like, you know, we could all get down with like be kind to people, don't be a dick. I mean, I know we can't all get down with that, but I feel like that's a pretty easy fundamental. If we
Pretty
all,
easy one, right?
yeah, it's a pretty easy one to just like all share that.
Treat everybody the way you want to be treated, man.
It's pretty much like
If we all just did that, then the world would be perfect.
Fucking would be. That's why it's annoying because it's so fucking simple.
Pretty much. And I don't know, like religion, like that's lost its way. And like, I mean, if you listen to like what Jesus said, it's just like fucking love thy neighbor, like, you know, turn the other cheek, don't forgive people, like, and that's not what fucking Christians practice at all.
No,
Like,
Christians
they have a terrible name,
hatred.
right? Because
in the fact that they do that in the name of Jesus is absolutely blasphemous.
and they've waged wars in the name of God and all that junk. It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
insane, and it's insane that like, I mean, it's so simple to see these things at face value for what they are, and that's why I just don't even sometimes know how we got here because it's just like the fact that people are so easily manipulated and like thrown off from something that's so fucking simple. Like it's so simple. There's nothing complicated about the fundamentals that we just said. Like the fundamental principles are so fucking simple. There's no science behind it. It's not complicated. It's not convoluted. I just don't understand how we got here from there and like decided that we would all accept it in our brains as like fact. Like because it doesn't make any sense.
Yep. And I don't know. There's obviously some sort of force out there, like call it God, call it
whatever it is.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I, as somebody who's done a lot of psychedelics, have seen the entities. I've met the dark ones. I've met the big cheese of dark ones. He is not a good force. He doesn't like me very much either, but
no. Well, that's
no.
good, I guess.
Huh?
I mean, I would be a little concerned if he did love you. Like, hey, Billy, want to be BFFs?
He tried to lay out his whole foundation he laid it out to me on a table. I'm not kidding. Like in literal black and in white, and it made like explained like yin and yang to me, and how that he is necessary for light to exist. I'm serious. Like this.
Yeah.
And this night was an acid trip that was I basically caused it by challenging it and saying, "Oh, this is acid light." I was like, "This is like a mild acid trip," and then I was like, "Really? A poem?" And that was the night that Karen and I could communicate without talking, and like literally like could read each other's thoughts, like, and it was fucked. And
which also just proves our collective consciousness,
right. And when I met the the dark force, like it overpowered me and Karen, and
Oh,
I had to
Karen
speak.
felt it too, or
Yes,
because
yes.
she's never like I always hear it from your side. I didn't know she was like I think she
It
just
overpowered us. I'm not kidding, and I had to speak
Wow.
fucking Bible verses that I knew from when I was a kid at it to go away.
Wow, that's wild.
Serious.
That's wild.
Yeah. So
That is
I
the
don't know.
argument that one can't exist without the other. I think that, but like I feel like we don't really need your darkness, or
Right.
I
Just
just
it
feel
just
like
wanted me to recognize its power, and I understand it, but
we
I'm
all
not on that side of
understand
the
it.
battle.
But like fuck that. Like one can't exist without the other. Well then let us live into Lulu Bliss land where we all love each other and sing Kumbaya. What the fuck sounds bad about that?
Right. But when I felt that, it was it was like spite, anger, hate in its purest form. It was fucked. And yeah,
Did it make you nauseous? Because that would make me really nauseous.
no, but it made me respect it a lot. That's for fucking sure.
I don't know.
I don't revere it, but I respect it.
Should we respect it though? Because I don't.
Yes, you have to respect it. I mean, anything fearful deserves respect.
But I don't.
Demands it.
But maybe that's my own ignorance again. I don't fear it. I feel like because only because I feel like feeding the fear of it gives it power, and that's why this world is as dark as it fucking is. Because we all fear it. Because we all bow down to it in some level. Like we have all surrendered ourselves to darkness. Time
I
and time
suppose.
again. And I just don't. And like, so I don't have respect for something born out of evil or hatred or greed or spite. Like you can kindly suck a dick and fucking.
Well, I don't respect those things.
Yeah.
But
like you respect the power.
the entity behind
I got it. I personally think
it commands respect because it's powerful.
Well, the entity can suck a dick and die, and I will depower it.
Anybody watching this? I'm really not crazy. I'm really not.
I know you're not, but like neither am I for challenging the devil. So like, well, maybe I am. Maybe I'm the crazy one for challenging the devil, telling you, please suck a dick and die, sir. Nobody wants you fucking here anymore. I'd be fine without you, and I personally don't respect or acknowledge your darkness, and your fear can suck a dick, your society can suck a dick, and that's just. I said I don't have strong opinions. I do. Sometimes. I hate it. I hate it here, okay? I hate it here on Earth. I pretend I like it because there are a lot of things I like, but I hate the darkness. I wish it would go away. It would be really easy to all just live in love and light, and I'm sick of it, and I wish it would get better.
Right.
And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, okay?
What time we got, Layla? Any idea?
We've been on here for like an hour, so we should probably.
I'm into it. I gotta go work and stuff, I guess.
All right, what do you want to say to them? Last ditch.
Like a wage slave. But I'm not no, I'm a wage slave. Of course I am.
You're a Freemason now.
I'm a free man that still needs money, so I'm still a slave to the dollar, no matter what.
Yeah, you're a slave to a dollar, but you're not a slave to the man, which is like, congratulations on that. I mean, but you still are. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, you are your own, you choose when you work now, which is
I'm an independent slave.
You're an independent, me too. I'm an independent slave. Any last ditch words for the audiences? Happy Valentine.
This podcast was brought to you by the J.G. Wentworth song. Not by J.G. Wentworth, but the J.G. Wentworth song. I have a structured settlement, but I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth.
877 cash now. 877 cash now.
877 cash now. Call now. Yeah. Okay, great.
It's your money.
Billy's like a poet too. So what's your social media tag? Tell him.
For now, it's at Zillium Poetry _ in there.
William Poetry, he has a book out, you can buy it. I have books out, you can buy them. You can keep looking at my listening to my podcast. It's kind of unhinged, but you know, we like it that way. And happy Love Day, my little love muffins. Fuck the holiday.
Fuck Valentine's Day.
Fuck Valentine's Day, but be love all the time. Okay, bisous, ciao.
The Layla Show.